Welcome in, welcome in. It is almost 5 p.m. and time for your Phoenix Renewal Hour. Hello, I am Jill, and we will get started in just a moment. Let's get some more folks in the room, and while you're waiting, let's like and share out this live. Let's get going before we get started tonight. It is Friday. We made it through the week, thank God. We made it. Make sure you are liking and sharing this out. We will get started at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Welcome and thank you so much for joining the Phoenix Renewal Hour. I am Jill. We talk astrology, Buddhism, and yogic wisdom because, hey, why not? Thank you for liking the live. Let's keep it up. Let's keep liking the live, sharing it out. We will get started in just a moment. If this is your first time in the room, say hello. Say hello. Say something in the comments. Tell me where you're coming in from. I am coming to you live from Phoenix, Arizona for your Phoenix Renewal Hour, but we're not a Phoenix in the way that we are talking to you from Arizona is because we're talking about transformation on this page. Personal transformation using our astrology and Buddha and yoga to transform our lives. That's what we do here, and that is the Phoenix, right? So please make sure that you are following and subscribing, all the things, because I come to you live every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And here we are. It is almost 5 p.m. We're just a few minutes away. So get comfy. Let's listen to some music and get ready for tonight's sky. It's coming at you in just a few moments. Where are you joining me from? Say hello. Where are you coming in from? Hi, Alex. Welcome. Hello, Moth. Welcome in. Make sure you say hello and then you tell me where you are coming in from. Like and share this out. We will be going into tonight's sky in just one moment. Welcome in. Hello, Diaz. Welcome in. Make sure, everybody, you are liking this live and sharing it out. We are coming at you every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to talk about how our personal transformation is going and how we're using the stars and Buddhism and yogic wisdom to get through these personal transformations, right? Hello, welcome in. Make sure if you're just joining us that you put in where you're coming in from. This is your Phoenix Renewal Hour. I'm so happy you joined me. Make sure you're liking the live. We get more people in here, and we like the live. We'll get pushed onto that For You page, and we'll get more folks in here by the 5 o'clock hour when we get started. How's everybody's day been? Did you have a transformative week? Did you have anything crazy go on? Woo! I feel like crap in my eye all week. That's what I feel. Woo! Yeah, hello, welcome. Hello, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining. We are in our Phoenix Renewal Hour. We will get started in just 2 minutes. Make sure you are liking and sharing this out. Follow, like, subscribe, all the things, because we are here live every Monday through Friday to go over today's. Thank you for going over today's astrology. What's my words? I know words. And Buddhist wisdom, so that we can kind of bring it all together, make it practical so we can use it in our day-to-day life. So happy everybody's here. Come on in. Say where you're coming from. Where are you joining from? I'm Jill, and this is your Phoenix Renewal Hour. Welcome to my daily live, where we go over our transformative goals. We set our intentions. We talk about actionable steps. And how do we do it? We do it with the daily astrology and Buddhist wisdom, because why not? Because the more that I get through my day and then I check my astrology later, I go, oh my God, that all just fit into place. Because what's the fun in checking in the morning? Right? So I check in the afternoon. And the more that I've been doing that, the more I'm realizing that, holy crap, there's something to this. And what I found is it's kind of hard to figure out what to do with astrology, right? So I've been mixing it up with the stuff that I've been following and learning for, 5 years or so, Buddhism and yoga. And the more I learn about that, and now I'm learning about astrology, I can see how it can all work together. And so I have gone through just some enormous personal changes and am still going through my own personal journey. But I thought, how wonderful I can share all this with you live. If you wanted to know, cool, join. Let's talk about it. Tell me your stuff. I'll tell you my stuff. And, maybe we can help each other, encourage each other, build community, all the things, right? All the things that we want to do, right? Welcome in, welcome in. All right, thank you. You love my hair, it's fantastic. Thank you. It has been up in a clip all day, and I'm like, I just need to take it down. I think it looks like I look like a lion. Oh, I lost a. Oh, thank you. I lost a microphone. Hold on. Hi, TikTok. Lost you for a second. All right, thank you. Oh, thanks, Brad. Thank you, Enrique. Oh, y'all are so nice to me. But oh my gosh. So let's talk about it. Today's the last day of the month, July 31st. And it's Friday, end of month, and Friday. How nice. Is it payday for anybody else? It's payday for me. Woohoo! Rent's due tomorrow. Well, there goes my paycheck, right? But we're going to talk about how to fix problems like that. We want to build a nest egg. We want to transform our lives, make some money of our own, not put all of our eggs in the basket of the systems that are in place with the governments, with the corporations, all the things. Let's build something of our own, right? It's okay to work the 9 to 5, work for somebody else. That's okay. I do that, but it's also a good idea to have something of your own too, So we talk a lot about that on here. But I first wanted to talk about our astrology and how this all kind of plays out. I feel like tonight's one of those reset kind of nights. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Let's see. Let's check out what the astrology says. And honestly, like, I wait until I'm live with you to check the astrology. And that makes it a little bit more exciting. So I'm learning it with you. So I get it all compiled, and then I have all the notes of what the astrology is today. And then we just kind of go with it. So hopefully you like my weirdness and my spirit of kind of just learning it with you as we go along. This is my journey too, is learning all of these things. I think it's just fantastic. I am by no means an expert in astrology. Please don't think that. I'm learning it with you. So I compile the information and I share it with you every day when I get off of work. So anyway, because it's my goal too, right? To like be able to know all this stuff and be an expert, because I think that would be really, really cool, right? So, all right. Let's see what's happening in the sky. All right. Let's see. 5:04. Oh my gosh, it's time to get started. Happy Friday. Come on in. Last day of July. And I am Jill. This is your Phoenix Renewal Hour, Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific. And if you are new here tonight, welcome in. Welcome in. You picked a very particular night to join us for the first time, and I'm very happy that you found this community. So tell me how your week has been. You can tell me in a word or a sentence. After everything the sky put us through this week, we had the full moon this week, which was illuminating quite a bit in our life. We had the Jupiter showing up and giving us all this abundance, and there was just so much electric energy. It was all so up and down everywhere. So, did you feel that? How has your week been? What landed for you this week? Did you feel anything? Hello, Christine. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, did you feel that energy? Hello, City. Thank you. Oh my gosh. So, for me, oh my gosh, I had quite the week. It was really quite the roller coaster. We had layoffs on Monday, and that was just a holy God. I am so sorry for all those people that I've worked with for 4.5 years. Um, some of them were brought back on Thursday. So, like I said, roller coaster. And it's just like, thank God that I didn't lose my job. And thank God two of those people that were laid off were able to come back in a different role. But, shit, you got a job, right? So, oh my God, roller coaster week for me, for sure, for sure. Um, and then still I'm over here like trying to build up this community and talk about things that I think are interesting and try and heal myself while I help you with your transformations too. How long do I do this? About an hour, and I just got started at 5. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome in. Welcome in. So, the sky tonight, though, it is quiet. It's a quiet evening, softer than it's been all week. All week. The moon has moved into Pisces. It did that before dawn. And really, the whole tone, all the energy that we were feeling, all that energy from that full moon has just toned down significantly as of this morning. It's more permeable, more intuitive, more like water after a week of fire and electricity. And Pisces, that's the fish, it's a water sign, so that would make some sense, right? Um, so, we're going to use this softness tonight to talk about something that's been building all week, because 12 days from now, there's a total solar eclipse in Leo. And what happens between tonight and August 12th matters more than people realize. So we're going to go into that tonight. So if you find that this kind of information is interesting and valuable, make sure you are tapping the screen if you are on TikTok and liking this live and sharing it out. Let's bring more people into this room. Let's all talk about what the sky can do for us and how I can mix it up with some Buddhist wisdom and yogic wisdom so that it can be practical for your life and not just woo woo stars and planet stuff, right? Come on, let's go. We can get some energy up in this room. All right. Well, if this is your first time here, make sure you are subscribing and hitting the bell if you are on YouTube. If you are on TikTok, make sure you are following along so that you don't miss one of my lives. And every now and then on Saturday and Sunday, I just pop in for funsies. So make sure that if you are a YouTube follower, you do find me on TikTok. So if you check my link tree up in my bio, you'll be able to see both the links for YouTube and TikTok so that if you wanted to check the other platform, because there is some different content on the different platforms, please do that. Also linked in my link tree are a couple of books that I wrote if you're interested, and we'll talk about those later on. So just some housekeeping items there. So thought I would let you know. Hey, you coming in from Mexico? That's amazing. I love that. And it looks like, hey, on TikTok, we do have a flash goal. So if you want to send a love you so much, I'd appreciate that. And we can let TikTok know that I have stuff going on this live too, right? Thanks for sending a little like there. I really appreciate that. Oh, thanks, Kozar. I appreciate that. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. All right. Oh, thank you all so much. I'm so happy you're here. So, tonight is pretty darn significant with this. All right. The moon is in Pisces now, as of tonight, right? And I want you to feel into that for a second. After a week of full moons and Cazimis and node shifts and Sun Pluto oppositions, the sky is giving you a breath tonight, a pause. Thank you. Thank you, Kosar. We're getting a bit of a pause tonight. So Pisces is soft. Pisces is intuitive. Pisces is the part of you that knows things, right? Before you can really explain them. That's the Pisces in you. So tonight that part of you is going to be the loudest voice in the room. So what have you been trying to say that maybe you've been a little bit too busy to hear? Maybe now is a good time for you to listen to what your inner voice is telling you, something you need to say, something you're feeling, right? You feeling any of that? And what else is happening? Oh my gosh. So we've got the moon square Uranus. So that is kind of an interruption. So let's see what that means. So Uranus is the planet of disruption, awakening, sudden change, and the unexpected. So when it's square, that means it's at a 90-degree angle. So it's friction, a challenge, something that doesn't flow easily. So moon square Uranus means your emotional world gets interrupted by something that you did not plan for. Ooh, okay. It could be news, a conversation that shifts direction, a realization that arrives without warning. It can feel unsettling in the moment. Okay. Uranus does not disrupt randomly, though. Okay. It disrupts what needs disrupting. Whatever got interrupted or shifted for you today was not an accident. Thank you so much for liking the live. Everybody, please keep that up. Let's keep liking the live. I really appreciate that. So, what got shaken loose for you this afternoon? Did you have any kind of epiphany, a realization, something suddenly come to you this afternoon? It's so funny because I was actually talking to my sister right before this, and she had an epiphany today. I wonder if she's even seen the astrology yet today, because she's like me. We kind of look at it at the end of the day. We don't really check first thing in the morning. So I think that's kind of neat that she had a big old epiphany today, and we're finding out that that's in the stars. Yeah, I told you, man. Like I love looking at it at the end of the day. This is my favorite thing. I love seeing what it says. So I like that. So Uranus is the planet of awakening. So what woke up within you today that's worth paying attention to? Hi, Mr. Money. Thank you for coming in. Yeah. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. All right. So the total solar eclipse in Leo is 12 days away. That is on August 12th. Okay, so what is a solar eclipse, just in case you don't know, a solar eclipse happens at a new moon when the moon passes directly between the earth and the sun, temporarily blocking the sun's light. So in astrology, solar eclipses are turbocharged new moons where a regular new moon plants seeds. An eclipse plants them with a tractor. So your seeds go even deeper, right? So that's what's happening with the solar eclipse. That's really interesting. The changes that eclipse initiate tend to be significant, lasting, and often irreversible. They accelerate what is already in motion. They end what is no longer aligned. It's just like the phoenix. And they begin chapters that unfold over the next 6 months to 2 years. I like that there's a timeline on that. It's very interesting. Hello, Flores. Welcome. Yeah. All right. All right. So, why Leo matters. Okay. Leo is the sign of bold self expression, creative identity, courage, and taking up space. I like that. A solar eclipse in Leo is asking, who are you when you stop performing and start being? Being who you are. Hello, Rahi. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. Make sure you are all liking the live and sharing that out. Let TikTok know that we're busy in here. We're doing stuff. Make sure you are liking that live. I really appreciate it. All right. So, with the solar eclipse in Leo, you also want to ask, who are you when no one is watching? What would you build if approval was not part of the equation? Right? Okay. And then the eclipse axes, Leo and Aquarius. All right, so eclipses always come in pairs on opposite signs. So the Leo eclipse opposes Aries or Aquarius, excuse me, Aquarius. So Leo equals the individual self, creative expression, and personal identity. Aquarius equals the community, the collective, what you contribute beyond yourself. The eclipse is asking, can you be fully, boldly yourself and serve something bigger than yourself? That is not a contradiction, right? That's the whole teaching of this channel. That's what we do here. My dog is crying at the door. 1 second. What's up? Go do your thing, bud. I open the door. We'll see what he does, right? We'll see what he does. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. All right. So let's recap. 12 days from now, the total solar eclipse crosses Leo. And what the Pisces moon is doing tonight, hello, welcome in, welcome in. All right, what the Pisces moon is doing tonight, the softness, the intuition, the permission to stop performing, just feel what is true. This is the last preparation before the eclipse arrives. So we've got like 12 days for this. So thinking about how we did a whole lot of intention planting during the last new moon, which was very powerful. And then thinking about doing it now in 12 days from now with the total solar eclipse, and it's even a deeper planting, like using a tractor when you're planting seeds. So that's pretty exciting. So what we need to do here on this channel is think about and talk about what kind of intentions we need to be setting coming up here in 12 days. So start thinking about that. Let's start thinking about that. I want to do that. So, the Pisces moon is asking you something tonight that your logical mind cannot answer. So, I want to ask it in a different way. When you get quiet, like really quiet, what does your gut say the next right step for your life is? If you really quiet yourself. So, not what you think you should be doing, right? Not what do you know, but what in your gut do you feel your next step should be? Do you meditate? Is that something you all do? I try. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, I very much want to be good at meditation. And so I do attempt to meditate a couple times a week. I want to be able to do it daily. I've seen a lot of people have great results from forcing themselves to meditate every single day. But that's what I feel like when we get quiet and see what comes to us at that time. I feel like what I really liked to do for my meditation was basically just like sit on my porch and just like stare out and not have my phone, not have anything, just sit and stare, right? And hi, Francisco, are you being silly? um, so that was kind of it, and I would get these epiphanies as I would sit there. But now, because like I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, it is 110 degrees with humidity because we're going through our monsoon season, and it is impossible to sit outside. So I'm trying to do these meditations in the house, and it doesn't feel good to like just sit in my house because I feel like I need to do something. So that's something I'm working on. So I'm wondering, do you guys do any kind of meditation? Do you have any tips on how you're able to sit in the quiet? If you do have any tips, definitely share that in the comments. Share that with the community. That's what this is all about. Let's find things that we can help each other with, right? So that's something that I really want to get better at, is being able to sit in the house and get quiet and meditate without letting my mind wander. Oh, I need to make sure I throw the wash in the dryer, or, whatever the heck pops in my brain, instead of just sitting and like staring off into space, which is what works best for me. But it's just too freaking hot outside to do that. So, anyway, let's see, where are we at? Well, welcome in, welcome in. If you are new here, I am Jill. This is your Phoenix Renewal Hour. I come on here live every Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to go over the day's sky. I'm learning astrology. I'm not an expert in this, so I'm learning it with you. I love to check it at the end of the day because I kind of want to see if it made sense for what happened during the day, which it pretty much always does. And so I thought, hey, why not? Let's share it with the public. Let's see what they do. Do you like to see it at the end of the day like me? And then I also am like, okay, well, how can I make it practical? Well, I think Buddhism and yoga help make it practical. So I throw that in there too, so that we can make something of it. Let's do something with it. Let's make it practical in our lives. Hello, welcome in. So anyway, that's what we're doing. So now we looked at the sky. We're about halfway through tonight's live. We looked at the sky. Hi. And I am from Arizona. Welcome in. Welcome in. So let's get into our Buddhism for the day. Okay, so our concept tonight is going to be praja. Praja is a Sanskrit and Pali word that is translated as wisdom, but it is a very specific kind of wisdom, not the kind you get from like reading books or studying or just like being a smart person. Hi, welcome in, welcome in. So, prajna is a wisdom that arises from direct insight, from seeing things as they actually are, not as you've been told they are or as you wish they were. It's seeing things as they truly are. Okay. The Buddha considered prajna one of the most essential qualities on the path to liberation. It is what allows you to see through the stories that you've been telling yourselves. We also call that limiting beliefs, right? The story that says that you are not ready, the story that says it is too late, the story that says the job is secure and the risk is too great, and you will start building something of your own after you feel more certain. We don't like that. We don't like that. Prajna cuts through all of that BS crap. That is BS crap, right? Not with argument, not with a list of reasons, with directly seeing what is true, not framing it and twisting it up so that it suits you. It's just seeing the truth. Okay? That's what that is. The kind of knowing that lands in your chest and doesn't move. When you truly know what's true and you know it. Right? Right. Okay. So, Pisces is the most natural home for the prajna in the zodiac. It is the sign that dissolves the barriers between the thinking mind and the knowing mind, right? When the moon is in Pisces, your direct insight is more available than usual. The noise is lower, the signal is clearer, and the eclipse is coming in Leo, right? In the sign of the individual self, the courageous voice, the person who steps forward. The eclipse is going to ask you to act on something. The Pisces moon is your last chance to still get enough to know of what that something is before the pressure sets in, right? So this is your time period to sit with it, the meditation that I was talking about, to sit with it so that you can get clear on what you want to plant during that new moon, right? So tonight I want you to practice the prajna, not to think about your life, but to look at it directly. Okay. To sit with the question and let the answer rise from underneath the noise instead of constructing it on top. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So, what do you already know? Not what do you think, right? That you've chosen not to act on. What truth has been sitting quietly underneath the surface, underneath the busyness of your life that you've been ignoring, waiting for, right? Waiting for some permission until you hear it, right? What is that for you? What is that for you? Hmm? Thank you so much for liking the live. I appreciate you. Thank you. Welcome in, Mofar. Thank you. Welcome in, Brooke. So happy you're here joining me today. Thank you. So that's where we're at, right? So we think about the lotus that grows through the mud, has to go through all that crappy nastiness, but what's in all of that is nutrients. Nutrients are in the mud, and that's what makes the lotus flower so rich and beautiful, right? Oh my goodness, who is this guy? Dude, we don't need any kind of rudeness in here. All right, and get rid of that. Because we're all about love here. We're all about love, not hate. So we're not going to talk hate in this room, right? So tell me about a time when your intuition told you something true, something you just knew. You didn't have to learn it in a book, you didn't have to study for it, but you felt it. You felt that within you, that there was something that was true, and you had to tell it to somebody. And you had nothing to back it up but your intuition, your feelings. We've all had those moments, right? Like where you just 100% you are certain, and you have no data to back it up, but and then it turns out it is true, right? Like we've had these things happen in our lives, you know. Um, if something like that happened, did it change your life? Did it change the direction that you were going? Something to think about and meditate on. I want you to remember these times when you had that knowing, because that's going to help you when you're in your meditation thinking about what it is you want to plant in this supercharged new moon that's coming up in 12 days with the planting with a trench because it's in the solar eclipse. Okay, so these are all tools for you to use after the live, um, because this is what we're doing here. We're growing, we're transforming, and I'm giving you the tools. So I hope that you like that. If that is something that you like, please make sure you are subscribing, hitting the bell so you get these messages Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Please join me every live. I'm so happy that you came tonight. And I want to be able to come in on the weekends as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you are liking this live, and we will do it on the weekends on TikTok. So if you're watching on YouTube, check the link in my bio. There is a link for my TikTok there so you can follow along. And if you are following on TikTok, check out my YouTube because we've got some long form videos talking about the whole week in advance. So if that's something that you're into and you don't have time to check out the dailies, you can check out my every Sunday I post a full video with the whole week's astrology on it so that you can check that out. So anyway, um it's up there in my bio. I got it the link tree. I'm adding new things to it all the time. So keep checking back. There's always new things on there, you know. Speaking of, I do want to talk to you about something that is very practical right now and very serious, because prajna without a container for the insight it gives you is just really a feeling that fades, right? And I wrote two books, and tonight I want to tell you about one that is literally the container for prajna. It is called My Journey to Myself. It is a 400 journal prompt book. So there's 400 journal prompts in here for women who are going through a transition in their life. And what is actually underneath all your feelings, all the things you're trying to work through as an empty nester, possibly. And that's why I wrote this, because I was going through being an empty nester. And what does that mean for my life now? Who am I now? What do I need to do next? So this is your inner work. And if that's something that you're interested in, that is also linked in my link tree in the bio. And that That's how we find what lights us up. We have to ask ourselves these questions. That's self care. Getting to learn who you are and love who you are is one of the most important things you can do for your own spiritual awakening. If you want to manifest, you want to get the life you want, you need to be asking yourself these questions. You must ask yourself who you are, what you love, what don't you love, what feels good, what doesn't feel good, where are your boundaries? How do you feel about money? All these different things. These are questions you need to ask yourself to fill your own cup. And if you don't ask yourself these questions, how will you know what you want? How can you manifest something if you don't even know what you want? So that's what this is. This is not a manifestation journal. This is a get to know yourself journal. Okay. So you can get it on Kindle. If you want to write it down somewhere else, you can get it on Amazon if you want the written pages in there. There's a couple of blanks and then there's all the prompts, right? And it's in 10 different sections so you can figure it out, in a nice little order. Nobody does all 400 questions. Some of those questions are just worded differently because sometimes it hits different. So, you work with yourself, figure yourself out. That's what that's all about. So, one prompt a day. That's it. Get to know yourself a little bit better. And then when that solar eclipse shows up on August 12th, you'll know yourself in a better way than you do right now. And you'll know better what kind of seeds and intentions you want to plant. So it's on the link tree in my bio if that's something that you're interested in. All right. So the next concept is in our yogic practice and wisdom. It's called Ishvara. Ishvara Pranidha. Oh my God. I am terrible at these pronunciations and I beg you forgive me. I know I'm so bad at it. I'm trying. Ishvara Pranidhana. So, all right, we did talk about this practice earlier in the week. So let me describe what it is. We talked about it during the full moon. And so we're going to come back to it because the Pisces moon brings it into an even sharper focus. It is the fifth of the niyama, the personal observances of yogic philosophy. It is usually translated as surrender to the divine or devotion to a higher power. But here is the translation that I find most useful. It is the practice of doing your absolute best work, showing up fully, building your thing, claiming your life, and then releasing the need to control exactly how it unfolds. It is not passivity, it is the most active form of trust that there is. Okay. And here is why that matters. 12 days before an eclipse. Okay. An eclipse arranges things, they move pieces into position, they end what is ready to end and begin what is ready to begin. Okay. And they they don't really ever ask for permission before they do it. So, this is the practice that allows you to cooperate with the movement instead of fighting it. Does that make sense? So, the Pisces moon is the natural home of the surrender, not giving up, surrendering, releasing the tight grip of the ego that says it has to go exactly this way or that way for it to show up and on my timeline exactly how I want it. So it's actually fulfilled and manifested. That's the control, right? So we need to release this control, because the Pisces knows that the river always knows where to flow. It knows how to get to the sea with every single bend. Okay. The eclipse in 12 days is going to move things. Some of those things you will choose. Some of them will be chosen for you. Okay. So, this teaching of the Ishvara Pranadhana says, do your work, show up fully, claim what is yours, and then trust that the larger pattern, the universe, the unknown, source, knows what it's doing and is following the plan. Okay? It's got your back. It's got your back, right? Even when it unfolds in a way you weren't even considering. Because guess what? That's usually how it is. The way you think it should go, and it's never the way it goes. So when you're thinking about what you want, don't think about how to get to what you want. Just think about what you want. And think about it in the present tense and be grateful that you have it, right? Even if you don't see it yet, it's coming to you. You need to be expecting it. Know that it is coming, right? And why is it coming to you? Because it is your birthright. That's why you can claim it. That's why I can say, I'm claiming what is mine. Hi, Kareem. Hi, Eva. Welcome in. Welcome in. Robin, welcome. Glad to see you all. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Okay. So, to the women in this room who are going to look back at August 2026 as a turning point, um, we're not the ones who are going to have the most control, right? We're the ones that are going to do the work, but let the eclipse do the rest, right? So, where in your life right now are you gripping a little bit too tightly? Where are you trying to control an outcome because certainty, the uncertainty, feels too big? Hmm? What would it look like to do your best work and then just release it? To practice the Ishvara Pradhanhana on that one. All right. This guy. Anyway, take a little music break. Oh my gosh. Hey, buddy, what are you doing? Yeah, take him to the PARK. He needs to do a little running. But anyway, I want to tell you what I'm planning on releasing going into this eclipse. Not because I've got it all figured out, because Lord knows I don't have it all figured out, but because I think that honesty is the whole point of this community. So I am releasing the need. Oh, my music is like cutting in and out. Let me just turn it down. I'm releasing the need for numbers to prove that my work is real. I look at the view counts, I watch the follower counts, and sometimes those numbers are not that great, and it's disheartening, and it feels like maybe I'm not doing anything that matters. So I'm going to release that belief that I have that what I'm doing here doesn't matter, that it's not valuable, because I think there is value in it. And the more often I come on here, the more the algorithm is going to pick up what we're doing here and get this in front of people who actually care about these things. So I'm releasing this thought of about looking at the numbers and saying and equaling that to the value that I'm bringing, right? So what are you releasing? Because that's a big one for me. It's really tough for me. Coming here and being live and talking about my real life too. That's that's being extremely vulnerable. It's hard. It's hard. But I believe in what we're teaching on here so much that I just can't bring myself to not show up every day because I know what I have gone through. And if I don't share those things with you, when I know there's other women out there that for sure are going through crap that I've gone through, I'm not going to feel good about myself at the end of the day. I want to be able to help my community, to bring women together, to share our trauma and share what we're building because it goes hand in hand. We talk about Chiron and how he is the wounded healer of the gods. He heals through his own wound, right? I've gone through two marriages that were just awful and terrifying. The last one was terrifying. I thought I was going to be, and that's not a good way to feel. Scared to death. And I was there for 9 years, terrified and being told and forced to act like I'm happy and fine. When behind closed doors, when everybody's gone, terrible things are happening to me. But I got out of there. I got through it. I was Phoenix. I burned my life down and ran the fuck away from that and got moving on. That was 3 years ago. I'm still healing from all the abuse that I had to go through. I still think about it daily, but I every day heal from it more and more and more. And there is light at the end of the tunnel, and you can get through to the other side. So take those actionable steps if you can and when you can. I had to lean on my community. I had to lean on my friends and family in ways I never have in the past to get free from that situation. you know? So I share this with you because I hope it encourages you to take your next step for whatever it is that you need to do for you in your life. Because I love you. I do. I really do. But anyway, that is my purpose for being on here. And so I have to let go of the belief of caring about how many likes I get, how many shares I get, how much the algorithm notices me and pushes me out to the right people because I know that eventually it'll happen. I just have to be consistently here. And eventually, everybody who needs to see this will see this and come here and be a part of this community and support each other, right? So that's what I am releasing during that new moon in the solar eclipse coming up on August 12th. What are you releasing? What are you claiming? What are you claiming during that new moon? Because you get to claim too. So I'm going to claim again out loud in front of all of you as my witness that by January, I will have replaced my day job income with what I'm building here. Not because I know exactly how, because I don't I don't know exactly how that's going to happen, but because I have done the work. I'm doing what I feel is real and I'm making something that is mine. I don't want to have to rely on outside sources for my livelihood. Hello, Chris. Welcome in. Right? So that is what I claim during the new moon coming up on August 12th. Oh, that's a lot. It's a lot. So say it one more time to yourself or in the comments, whatever you're comfortable with, because we know that the Pisces moon is listening, right? And before the acorn question of the day, the books, we're going to talk about both of them because the eclipse is 12 days away. And this is the moment. My journey to myself is the inner work, it's the prajna practice. It is 400 prompts that will help you arrive at August 12th, knowing what you are releasing and what you are claiming. It's in my link tree in my bio. And then I also have AI side hustles for women over 40. This is your outer work. So what you're claiming involves building something of your own income that belongs to just you, not having to depend on any other companies keeping you. With making you leave without your permission, right? That can happen. That happened at my company this week. It can happen to anybody. So this is a roadmap on how to use AI with free or inexpensive tools to start generating your own personal income on your own. Also sold on Amazon in my link tree in my bio. So the eclipse accelerates what is already in motion. So both books exist to put something in motion for you. So um, I hope that you get your seeds planted. I think that'll be great for you. I'm excited. I'm excited. So we do have our acorn question of the day. And remember that this question lives here on these lives. I don't put it in comments. I don't post it anywhere. We only talk about those things here. And I would want you to put your most truthful answer in the comments, not your polite answer. So the total solar eclipse in Leo is 12 days away. What is one thing you want to have done, said, or started before it arrives? Right? What do you want to get started before the solar eclipse arrives on the 12th? Hello, welcome. Hi, Ida. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome in. Welcome in. So, I have been building something for this community that connects to your personal natal chart, the daily astrology, and the Buddhist and yogic teachings that I do here. I'm putting it all into a tool so that it can all get personalized to your natal chart. I'm getting very close to being ready to publish and share that. So make sure you are following along so that you are the first to know when this tool will be available to you. Thank you, Ida. I appreciate you. So it is the last day of July. What a week it has been. Sun opposite Pluto, the node shift, Jupiter Cazimi, the claiming moon, integration day, and tonight is the Pisces moon and the first real look at the eclipse that is coming. You guys showed up for all of it, and I don't think that that's nothing. I think that's tapas. That is the sustained heat that builds something real. Next week, the sky tightens up. Chiron stations retrograde Monday. Venus enters Libra on Tuesday. Mercury enters Leo the following Sunday. And August 12th, 12 days from now, the total solar eclipse in Leo. We are going to be ready. We're going to be ready. We're going to walk into it knowing exactly what we want to plant and what we're going to be claiming, what we're going to be releasing. We're going to know by August 12th. We're going to be prepping every day up until then, right? So Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, come here for your Phoenix Renewal Hour. I'm Jill. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. And I will see you on Monday on YouTube, possibly this weekend on TikTok. So if you are following on YouTube, check the link tree in my bio to get the link for my TikTok account. And I'll see you this weekend on TikTok. Surprise popping, I don't know when. So, if you're scrolling over the weekend, you might see me flashy on your screen. Who knows? But anyway, tonight was fun. We got through a lot of stuff. That was a lot of stuff, and this week's been rough. But I think that we got through it. Let's relax tonight. Let's chill. Let's be the water. Let's just flow. Do what feels good. Meditate. Get quiet if you can. And see what comes to you. Ask yourself those personal questions. Get to know and love yourself. That's your inner work. That is self care. Not getting your nails done and your hair cut. Self care is talking to yourself and learning to love yourself by getting to know yourself and loving who you really are, who is your authentic self. Get to know you. Get to know you. Because you have to be with yourself every minute of every day for your whole life. And it is such a sad thing that there's so many people walking around that don't know who they are. Take some time today and this weekend to ask yourself these questions to find out who you are. That's the first step. Okay? So enjoy your weekend. Love yourself. I love you too. I'll see you guys next week, okay? Bye.